Welcome to the Coach's Corner. John Stanko of IceGales.com, being joined by Billi Chambers of the Iona women's basketball program. Coach, you've had a busy offseason. What's it like now to finally be in a routine and have all your student athletes here on campus?
Busy is the word for it. It feels really good to have everyone here to start the process of, having them gel and get to know each other and getting them in the routine of classes and practice and starting to really, explain how we do things here with Iona women's basketball. It's really nice to kind of start to get settled.
Coach, a lot of newcomers to the roster this season. Was it fun for you and the coaching staff to go out recruiting and find the myriad of puzzle pieces to fill the Gale family?
Absolutely. Recruiting is always fun for us. That's the part of the process where we get to know the young women that we're bringing in, where we get to make sure, standard and commitment and character matches and really find the people that you're going to be in the trenches with. We had an opportunity to go over to Spain. We've had an opportunity to really get after it and recruit a little bit different than we normally have in the past, with bringing in some junior college players up until, right in the end of the summer when we got a grad transfer.
Can you talk about going the international route? You guys brought in a lot more international student athletes this off season compared to years past.
Well, we've always had an eye on international student athletes. They bring a different dynamic. We talk a lot about this roster and how we have so many young women who are driven or motivated by a different angle or a different way. You have Morgan Reku, who's a junior college transfer, who is motivated by the fact that she did not have a Division I opportunity out of high school. She was a qualifier. She chose to go the junior college route because she didn't have what she was looking for, and she worked extremely hard to position herself to have a Division I scholarship opportunity. And then you have some international players who really have pride in playing for their country. So they're coming here to get a great education, and they're motivated to get better in order to be able to go back and play for the country that they're coming from. So it's exciting to have just a different mix of student athletes, to have, just players who really are enjoying getting in the gym and really enjoying working together.
With the mix of a lot of new different personalities here, you guys have put a major emphasis on team building. And every Thursday, you guys have a 90-minute, 2-hour team training session. Can you talk about what went into making that decision and what those sessions are like?
Sure. We always make team building a priority. It's something that we've done every year, and we've done, I would say, something different each year. First year, we read the Toughness book by Jay Billis together, and they had presentations that they did together and had a really fun, constructive team building process that year. The year we won our championship, we did online training, positive performance training with Lindsay Wilson. And this year, we are fortunate to have a professor on campus who has taught several of our student athletes, Flory, and just a great personality. She's done team bonding and building with our department, and we thought it would be a great idea for her to come and spend some time with our student athletes, especially being so new. So she's certified in the Myers-Briggs training, where it's personality training. You kind of figure out what your 4 letters are, and it helps you understand yourself better and your teammates better. So obviously with 9 new players, we want to really try to kind of speed up that process of getting to know each other and to help them understand how to interact with the players that are around them, not only new players, but from all over different parts of the world. We want to make sure that we're providing them with the necessary resources to be successful. So the training is a lot of fun. They're learning a lot. They're really active and involved in it. They're really enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to see how it manifests itself on the court and, going for the future.
Now with the Myers-Briggs training, obviously the players learn about their teammates, but they also learn about themselves. So I'm wondering about you as a head coach. You going through this training now, I think for the 2nd time this summer already.
Right.
Have you learned something new about yourself that you may bring into your coaching?
Oh, absolutely. I know that I am an ISTJ. I like to be organized, a little bit of an introvert, but obviously have to shift outside of that room in the house and be a little bit more extroverted at times. But I like the organization. I like structure. And I've learned that our team is very much the opposite. They like to think big picture down, where I think let's go daily tasks. So it's been interesting for me to, as Flory would say, put the pen in the other hand and learn a little bit different dynamics with interacting. Some of the stuff you already know just from being a people person interacting, but I think it's reinforcement and gives you better ideas of how to make positive situations even better.
Well, all this off-season training builds up to the 2018-19 campaign. You released your full schedule a couple weeks ago, both non-conference and the MAC slate as well. So what about the non-conference schedule has you most excited?
I think that we're always excited about our non-conference schedule because we try to put the teams on there that are going to challenge us the most. So we're always excited to just really, put them out there to learn under fire right away. And with a brand new team, I think that's the most exciting piece of it. What are we going to look like? What are we going to do? How are we going to gel together? We've had a good run so far in our workouts. We're really excited about what we're seeing from our young ladies and what they do individually and what they're starting to learn from each other on the court and how to compete with each other. But I would say our non-conference schedule is just as strong as it's always been, and it's going to be one that really prepares us.
Now, anyone who knows you knows that if I asked what was your goal for this season, you'd say to win and compete at the highest level. Everyone knows you knows that. But what about this 2018-19 roster and the schedule you have has you most excited to achieve those goals that you set for yourself?
The opportunity to reclaim the standard. Last year was really tough to go out and turn around from being a championship team to being decimated by injuries and winning 2 games and having to fight through adversity that, some of us weren't able to get through. Sitting back in the office each day after practice, after games, and just trying to figure out how to get it back on track and not being able to was really hard. And we were very self-reflective as a staff and said, what can we do differently? Obviously, there's X's and O's that could have changed. There's, player connection pieces that could have changed. But the opportunity to really get back to reclaiming standard when it comes to character, when it comes to commitment, when it comes to defense, being one of the best defensive teams in the country and one of the top defensive teams in the league, that's the most exciting piece, because I think once we do that, we can get back to being a championship level team. We always want to win the championship. We always want to compete at the highest level, but reclaiming who we had set out to be and who we know that we can be.
Well, Coach, we're all excited for the 2018-19 campaign. Thank you for your time and best of luck.
Thank you.